Good morning, card community. It's RJ back with another video. So let's get to it. Today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day from 1984, the Phillies Media Guide. If you're familiar with publications in baseball, media guides were just books that were chock full of stats about your team and its history and records and interesting facts about the history of your team, so that during the game broadcast, the broadcasters, if they had an interesting thing happen, they could grab this book, flip through, and find a comparable feat and give them something to talk about. Oh yeah, this person just did a unassisted triple play. When was the last time our team had an unassisted triple play? And you can find that kind of information in the books. Oh, we had this many people in the stands today. It was the most people we ever had in our stands today. Lots of little interesting trivia thing. This one is from 1984. The image on the front has Mike Schmidt. That's why it's one of my Mike Schmidt collectibles. And he's embracing Al Holland, the pitcher who was a closer that year from 1983. This is after we won the National League pennant and we're headed to the World Series, which we were promptly crushed by the Orioles in 4-1. So anyway, this is my random Mike Schmidt item of the day, the 1984 Phillies Media Guide. Today's random baseball item of the day. Stopped by my LCS card shop today. Not necessarily looking for anything, just looking for something interesting. And it occurred to me that he has a $5 box off to the side, and often that $5 box contains a lot of different and interesting mini sets that really are worthless in a way, but because I'm such a set collector, I will go and grab them. And I found this awesome little 10-card set from 1991. It is called the Profile Premier Edition. So this is what the cards all look like. This kind of shiny here, a little bit of shine to them. This is Ted Williams on the front. I'm going to grab that as the example card and show you what it is. This red, white, and blue star thing with a gold kind of foil pattern. Profile Premier Edition. If you look on the back, they all have the same back, but the picture is differently, obviously. This is number 1 of 10. Compliments of Profiles in Sports, the magazine for the national hobby. I have no idea what that publication was. I'm not aware of it. I didn't go to the Bay and see if you could get copies of a magazine called Profiles in Sports. But this apparently was a 10-card set, 10 promo cards promoting the magazine, I suppose. One of the reasons they didn't need licensing is because it's a magazine, and publications that are newsworthy do not require copyrights. That's why your newspapers don't get copyrights from Major League Baseball to print pictures of the players in the newspaper. So it's a cool little subset here. Some of the bigger names. Interestingly, it's not technically a baseball-only product. I'll show you what I'm talking about as we go through. So we have Ted Williams. Cool Joe DiMaggio. This is how you know they didn't get licensing. Very rarely did Joe DiMaggio license his likeness while he was still alive. You don't see him in a lot of products during his day. And you can see again, the back is exactly the same. The only thing changes is the image and the card number. You got a Ken Griffey Jr. This is from 1991, so clearly Jr. was one of the bigger names in the game at that time. Interestingly, there are 2 Frank Thomas cards. Frank was the hot rookie from 1990. If you know, all of his 1990 cards were his rookie cards, so he was the hot player of the time. He warranted 2 cards. This is what I'm talking about. What you have here is a card of Eric Lindros. Now, if you know Eric Lindros, he was drafted by 2 different teams. He was drafted by the Philadelphia Flyers in hockey, and I believe the Toronto Blue Jays in baseball. And he had thoughts of doing a 2-sport thing, playing baseball and playing hockey. He was one of the hottest stars of the day at the time back then, because certainly Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders had made it apparent that you could do both, be a two-sport star. So here he is, Lindros. Looks like he's in his Canadian uniform. Perhaps he played in 88 or 92 for the Canadian hockey team. I do not know. Maybe he was playing other seasons for the Canadian national team. I do not know, but he's in a Canadian hockey jersey on the front of this card. He was a huge star at the time. You have two awesome Hall of Fame pitchers here. Tom Glavine. Don't know why Tom Glavine made a thing. The Braves, 1991 was their first year back in the hunt for the World Series title after a long drought of being any success at all. And then certainly Nolan Ryan warrants a card because he was at the top of his game then. And then these two cards, the last two in the set, are two cards of the MVPs from 1991. So this must have come out at the end of 1991. It is copyright 1991, or at least that's when it is listed as having been issued according to the tradingcarddatabase.com. But it's likely that it was late in 91 or early in 92 because these were your MVPs in 91. Ripken for the American League, Terry Pendleton for the National League. So that is your 10-card set of Profile Premier Edition. Cool little set. It doesn't cost me but $5. And for $5, I got two awesome legendary Hall of Famers and a couple other more recent Hall of Famers. So that is my random baseball item of the day. Today's trivia question, we're going to move to opening day facts and feats this week, okay? So, in my research of opening day performances, turns out there were two interesting pitchers. There was one pitcher whose record on opening day was 7-0. So he never lost a game during an opening day start, but did gain 7 victories. So 7 victories against 0 defeats was the best record of any starting pitcher with a minimum of two decisions. Well, frankly, it's the best record of any person when you consider he had 7. Anyway, there's also a pitcher who had a record of 0-7 during opening day start. So he was the epitome of not good on opening day, but his teams handed him that ball at least 7 times because he went 0-7 in his career on opening day. So if you can answer that question, got a rookie star card here. This is from last year's Stars of the MLB. Rookie card of Hunter Brown of the Houston Astros. That's what we're giving away for that one. So email me the correct answer. I will include my email in the description below along with a repeat of that question. We'll pick a winner on Sunday, and you can win that rookie card of Hunter Brown, all right? Moving on. Today, what I want to show off, another quick little thing I picked up. I can't remember whose channel I was watching. I was watching somebody's channel, and they showed me an individual card from this sheet. So, Crackerjack, 1982. I'll explain this in a little bit. Somebody had the Hank Aaron card cut and slabbed. And I thought to myself, well, gee, that's really cool, a Crackerjack card. I wonder if I can get the whole set. And sure enough, off the bay, you can get these sets for very little money. You have a National League sheet and American League sheet. That is all that makes up this set. I think they probably released it in sheets you'd send away for it or whatever. It was a promotional thing, though. What was it promoting? This fascinated me because I have seen a certain image multiple times in my YouTube viewing. Perhaps some of you have seen it as well. In 1982, Crackerjack hosted the, what they call it, the Crackerjack Old Timers Baseball Classic. What it was literally a bunch of senior citizens, a bunch of old retired players who got together for a 5-inning game. It happened, I don't know the actual date. I didn't look up the actual date, but it was in RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C. And they had a 5-inning game, National League Stars versus American League Stars. Now, clearly some of the players spanned both leagues, but they limited to their primary team. And it literally did have big-name players. I mean, Hank Aaron was in that game. Robin Roberts was in the game. Ernie Banks, Warren Spahn, Ralph Kiner all appeared in the game. I don't recall seeing Snyder or Matthews. And I heard that Willie Mays got hurt in an old-timers game the previous week, believe it or not, so he couldn't appear. For the American League, I know Al Kaline was there. I didn't see Mantle. Killebrew appeared. Bob Feller pitched, actually. Whitey Ford pitched. Robinson was there. Larry Doby was there. So a lot of these players actually played. Now, I'm going to put a link to the video below. You can actually watch the entire game. It's about an hour and a half long. It rained. It rained a lot. It was funny. I can't remember who hit the ball or who fielded it, but somebody hit a sharp ground ball right up the middle, and it died between the pitcher's mound and the base paths because, between the pitcher's mound and second base, it just kind of got stuck in the puddle of water. It was pathetic. But plus these old timers, when they get a hit, they weren't running real fast, so it was pretty easy to throw them out at first base. But it was a good game. It really was. You saw some awesome players. That's the whole point of this. And if many of you watch some YouTube, one of the classic home run hits of all time, in fact, I think this ranked on the top 100 when Sporting News or somebody did the greatest home runs of all time. Luke Appling, at 75 years old, was in this game in 1982. And he actually led off. It's the bottom of the first, and the American League came to bat. And Luke Appling ripped a home run off of Warren Spahn. Now, Spahn just laid it in there for him. But, at 75 years old, Luke Appling still cracked the ball over the center field fence. So, anyway, these cards were produced to promote that game. And they said they were going to make it an annual affair. It wasn't before a regular Major League game. No, they released tickets just for this game. It was held on a day that I don't even know if anybody was playing in RFK at the time. I don't know that the Orioles played there. Probably not. But it was just that game. They had tickets to that game, and that's where this happened. And they promoted it with these card sets, and I'm sure a lot of other things. I don't recall it being an annual thing. They called this was the first annual. They were going to do more, but I didn't see any more after that. I'm not aware that they ever did it again. So anyway, somebody showed off on their YouTube channel this one, so I made it a point to grab this. I actually bought two of these sheets. One I'm going to keep uncut. The other one I'm literally going to cut them up and have the set loose. That's just the kind of guy I am. So 1982 Cracker Jack, old timers baseball classic set of cards. There are 16 total cards plus 2 header, one for American, one for National. It is a fantastic little piece of baseball card history, so I'm happy to have it. That's all I have for you today, people. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please consider like, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. Don't forget the trivia question. We'll see you on Sunday for that one, but we'll have more on Wednesday and Friday, so come back for those as well, all right? Thanks for watching. Have a great week. Take care.